In today's video, we're going to talk about the new acquisition of the Jets.
He's saying 60 mil ain't enough to go to the Jets.
Because it's true.
I mean, is there anything he could do to get you to go?
100 M's.
100 M's. He
100.
said he'd go to the bank for you.
Hey, go to the bank, get 100.
LeVeon Bell, and if he will be just as effective as he was on the Steelers, now on the New York Jets. Now, obviously, the talent desperation of the Jets and the Steelers is way far apart from each other. The Steelers had Antonio Brown, they had Juju Smith-Schuster, and they had Ben Roethlisberger. Now, Le'Veon Bell is going to a team where he's got a second-year quarterback who didn't play the greatest last year. Now, he didn't play the worst. Sam Darnold had a pretty decent rookie season. He showed a lot of flashes of his potential, but he still did not put up a great rookie season. So he is definitely a question mark, and we don't know if he's going to positively impact Bell's game or negatively impact Bell's game. Now, the New York Jets offensive line is nowhere near as good as the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can make a case that the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line boosted his numbers greatly while he was on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to get into that in just a second. If you guys have time, please click that subscribe button right below. I greatly appreciate it, and also like the video. Now let's get into it. Now, we all know the story from last season. Le'Veon Bell, he sat out the entire season after having a bunch of problems with the Steelers over his contract extension. He did not want to risk injury going into his new contract, and it showed. James Conner came in and did really, really well in his absence. James Conner rushed over 250 times. He went over for 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns. So he put up pretty good numbers behind the same Steelers offensive line that Le'Veon Bell was going up with. Now, Le'Veon Bell has always been known to be a very patient runner, a kind of maybe not a system runner, but a guy who relies on a great offensive line with great IQ, who knows how to open holes late for him. He's very good at reading the late holes that the offensive line opens up for him. Now, we'll see if that works on the Jets, because the Jets offensive line does not have the same talent as the Steelers offensive line. Now, we could see that Le'Veon Bell still ends up being productive because he's just that good. But in my honest opinion, I do not think he'll be as effective on the Jets as he is on the Steelers. James Conner put up these pretty monster numbers, considering he was a little banged up towards the end of the year. He still put up 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns, and catching a good amount of passes from the backfield as well. Now, he's nowhere near the pass catcher that Le'Veon Bell was. That is obviously something that puts Le'Veon Bell over James Conner, but you could make a case that the value of their contracts, the Steelers made a great decision, get rid of Le'Veon Bell, and overall not paying him even on the low end of what he wanted. You know, he got a monster contract, but even paying him half that, would you want to pay a running back that money when you've got a guy on his rookie salary for the next 2 years locked up? I don't think so, in my honest opinion. Now, let's look at what happened more last year. So Le'Veon Bell, he didn't really want to risk injury. Does that mean that he's worried about getting injured? Because you don't see a lot of players taking off a whole season unless they're really confident in themselves. Now, he's a very confident player. I think he's a superb running back talent. He has one of the biggest patiences that I've ever seen from a running back, going back to guys like Marshall Faulk. He just knows how to read the offensive line and react on a late basis. Now, there's a small problem going to training camp this year where Le'Veon Bell is not going to the voluntarily practices, the ones that aren't mandatory for the players to go to. He says it's not an issue. He's just looking to rest up his body more. He's not interested in these little off-season workouts. His goal is to win a championship. or a Super Bowl. But you could look at that as a negative of him not being completely committed to the Jets and him being a little bit more of a locker room problem. We will find out what the actual thing is, but what I want to hear in the comment section below before I go on of what you guys think Le'Veon Bell's production is going to be on the Jets. Is it going to be anywhere close to the Steelers? Because I don't think it will. I think the Jets offensive line and the Jets system fit his play style perfectly. Now we'll see if the Jets can move that over for him, but I just don't think they have the talent, the personnel, or the coaching to be able to maximize Bell's talents like the Pittsburgh Steelers did. Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster took a lot of pressure off of Bell as far as opening up the defense and allowing him to burst through the offensive line patiently because the defense had to honor the passing attack. You go over to the Jets, they got Sam Darnold. Even last year, James Conner put up these really good numbers for a guy that wasn't really expected to put up great numbers because the rest of the Steelers offense, the teams had to worry about their passing attack killing them. So they had to respect James. Now, I also don't think that Le'Veon Bell will put up the same receiving numbers as he did on the Pittsburgh Steelers because Sam Darnold, he might need some checkdowns, but he's not going to be able to read the defenses like Ben Roethlisberger did. And defense is just going to be keying on Le'Veon Bell because he is overall by far the best talent on that team. They don't really have other talent that can really scare the defense per se. So I just don't think Le'Veon Bell is going to put up the same receiving numbers. The screen pass is always going to be there for him, but I see the defense is kind of shadowing him and allowing him to catch the ball and get upfield. I see someone kind of shadowing him behind the line, not letting that screen pass develop that was so effective in Pittsburgh. I just don't see how the defenses focus on someone else and let him tear apart their defense. It's just not a real logical thing for defenses to do. The Jets didn't really upgrade their offensive line as much as I would like them to have in the offseason. I don't know what kind of season Le'Veon Bell is going to have. Where is the rest of the offense going to come from? How is Sam Darnold going to play? How are the receivers going to open up the field for Le'Veon? How is the defense going to get stops to allow Le'Veon to be on the field more? There's a lot of question marks going on in New York, and we'll have to see how they go. Never mind the new head coaching and how is the coaching going to use him. Are they going to be able to move the new play style that they used in Pittsburgh over to New York to try to maximize Le'Veon's talents? We will find out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said in the beginning of this video, please subscribe. I come out with all kinds of sports videos, NFL, NBA. If you guys enjoy anything like that, subscribe below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your Sunday.